used to saying that. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. Um, our second company is Advanced Ambulate Rejection, Exotic Collections.com. Oh man, I'm so happy because I've been looking and 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 looking for a place. And man, boy, I tell you something. So easier when you're doing houses. Houses are so much easier to do. Apartments, on the other hand, whew, man, are you kidding me? Because with a house, you're going to get something big. That's all to it. You're always going to get something big with a house. Depends if you get a small one, but majority of the time, if you get a house, it's going to be big. So I'm used to being in a much bigger spot. So doing some updates on the shipping. We're putting in a new policy right now. Sorry about that sort of topic off on a house. That's what's going through my mind right now. But we're adding in a new shipping policy. And this is a policy that we're adding in for correct shipping information. I couldn't express that enough. Literally couldn't express that enough. Also, too, there's going to be another policy placed in there. And then that policy is address change policy. Now, we do advise you, please go in and change your address, change all your information with your debit card, credit card, bank, whatever you're using. So that way, when you're doing business, you don't have to go through these complications. And we literally had a customer who got upset with us because the package went to the address, a different address. Well, whatever's on that PayPal order that comes through, that's where we're shipping it to. Where else am I going to ship it to? I can only ship it to where it's going to. If your information's not correct on there, this is not my fault in any way whatsoever. So we'll put this policy in there, even though we don't have to, because again, it's just basic common sense that nobody on the face of the planet is going to defend that decision because we can only ship it to the address you were given to us. So literally, they came and filed a complaint against us. They lost. Yeah, they definitely lost because we can show the package was delivered, and all we did was just ship it to the address was provided. I'm not a psychic at the end of the day. I can't guess where your second address is. That is virtually impossible. We can only ship this to whatever comes up on the receipt. Now, say if you move and roughly or something happens and you don't have time to change the shipping address. Now, this we still are not responsible for, but if you do want the address changed, keep in mind we're going to ask for an address confirm, which means a signature confirm for an address saying, hey, look, we're giving you permission to send it to this address. So that way, if that person, and I've seen it happen before in business, files a complaint against us and say, hey, we didn't receive it, thinking because there's a different address on the address and they could get away with it. No, we have a signature confirm giving us the permission to send it to that address. I went through that when I told you I almost lost about $2,000 doing business with Madagascar, which is actually a real country, by the way. Look it up. Where if it wasn't for that address permission slip, we would have lost $2,000. Even though, and don't I tell you, people are doing merchants, you're doing business. I understand you want to trust all your customers, but you're going to have particular ones you can't. We all know how this works. So even though we had a signature from the FedEx hub saying that, look, this person signed up this package, it wasn't enough for PayPal. PayPal wanted to see that if we had permission to send it to the hub instead of his address, because he came and he filed a complaint and said, hey, look, they sent it to the hub. And I don't know if he said he didn't get permission or not, but I know he said that he sent it to the hub. It didn't go to my exact address on the PayPal receipt, and therefore I should be to get my money back. Now, keep in mind, he's going to keep the money in the merchandise at the same time. But because we couldn't figure out which hub it was, there were two hubs that popped up. We contacted him and asked him, which hub do you prefer to send it to? And he said, so and so and so. That was it. That's all we needed to basically go in and get our money back on our account. And he received the permanent ban, which that was many years ago. And he still can't buy from us. We still get customers from time to time that would try to sneak the carts. We have a list of individuals. Actually, we get on anyway because they're blocked. I won't tell you the other way we block their accounts, but they're definitely blocked. But anyway, yeah. So we're going to put this policy into our site. So it's right there. It'll be in every single shopping cart. So let's see. This is what I mean when I say, you think I'm joking, there's so much information literally has to go into a shipping policy. It is insane. And if you don't have all this information, then there's something wrong. You are lacking information. All right, so I want the capital, put more capitals in that one. This is my shipping policy Let's figure out where we're going to put this at. We have snail mail policy right there. Signature confirm. Information policy. We have free signature confirm. A lot of people realize that there's free signature confirm. We pay for that. Let me see. I think I'm going to put it right here. Snail mail policy. We'll put it in there. Let me see. We want to put in, let's see. Correct shipping and address change. Correct shipping and address change policy. Now, merchants out there that are doing business through PayPal, you may want to set up another banking account. PayPal has a policy. I read through all PayPal's alert notification policies because it's business at the end of the day. Businesses get around with their freaking board of directors or whatever to get along. They have these freaking sometimes ingenious ideas, dumb ideas, are the words I'm saying, being sarcastic here, on thinking this is a better way to run a company, and it's not. Sometimes it's a bad way to do it. So basically, they're requiring that if you reach over $4,000 in your account, that they literally will put a hold on your funds, which I don't know why you would do that. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So I do have other banking accounts. So basically what I do is, and I just do this from personal experience. So anyway, have you ever heard the term, you don't put all your eggs in one basket? You don't. I like PayPal. I do a lot of business with PayPal. But I don't trust PayPal in that particular terms because, again, as I said before, a good businessman does not put all his eggs in one basket because, again, you run the risk of them. Any decision they make, they can lock all your funds. So what I do is I basically have multiple banking accounts, and I just basically put my money in different accounts because that way I don't have to worry about if something happens, I'm locked out of my account or some dumb decision they made. So that's one of the decisions that they came up with, was that if you have a certain amount of money in your account, it has to go on hold for them until they evaluate it. And I'm thinking that's just stupid, because what if you get an order in for like 20 or 30 or 40 or $50,000 and it's going to go on hold automatically? And I've seen that happen before. We saw that hold on 4 or 5 grand. We have 4 or 5 grand to get transferred to the account, and we've seen that happen. Correct shipping. They'll put it on hold until they can figure out exactly where the money came from, this, that, and the other. They'll put it on hold. So I've had $4,000, $5,000 hit the account. That's what they'll do. It's funny that when they're transferring money from, we get loans from them, so they're transferring money from us for loans, they don't basically go through that, I guess, because it's their money at the end of the day. But anyway, yeah. So because of that policy, I don't have time for funds to get frozen. I think now we're going to start, once we set up the we're going to set up a merchant banking account through this particular bank I'm going to be using, and also through my PayPal account. We do have access to use banking accounts and all that stuff. So that's something we are going to be setting up. Also too is fantastic if we're doing wire transfer, which is much easier too also. So we're also going to be doing that up too. I got to set my business account for that. Personal account's not going to work for that. I need something like a really secure business account for that. Okay, correct shipping, and address, and address change. All right, so let's get this out of the way. I got to do some tweaking on the site. I literally forgot. I got 3 pages I got to tweak for the search engine optimizer, which has to be done. Policy. Let me see. Policy.
Here's the definition of policy: a course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a government, party, business, or individual.
Let's see. Now, also too, like I said, getting back to my apartment hunt, I've seen some well, I just saw one that I like, and this will give me a ton of freedom, and I mean a ton of freedom. Uh, the luxury units are nice, but I'm under a magnifying glass 24/7, and I don't like that. If I have to transfer items, I can't build, I can't design, I can't do nothing. I'm restricted within that area. But I got myself a broker. So through a broker, they can find places that I want, like places with big backyards attached to them, which I found. So I'm going to go and do a walkthrough. I'm going to secure it by dropping down a down deposit and locking that thing in. Because what I just saw, I can build there. I can literally build there. I can run power saws and equipment and tools and all that stuff. My beautiful thing about it is my upstairs neighbor is basically in construction work, so he does not care, and he's not even there half the time anyway. So he's always somewhere else, so that's good. Older gentleman. I rather prefer to live with an older gentleman than a younger gentleman. That's what I do. But anyway, very quiet, nice community. Not too far from my family, not too far from my mother, which means I can come visit her anytime I want to. And it has a big backyard attached to it, which I love it. So I'm going to build my screen. I thought I had to buy it because, if you're in your net complex, you can't really do too much. And if I'm in a multi-complex, it's even more impossible for me to get items in and out, which is going to make it really hard for me. But by having it this way, it makes it so much easier. Beautiful. Being a corner house is even more amazing due to the fact that I don't have any neighbors on the other end. And the other ones on the other end, like I said, they're quiet. I got a chance to roll through the neighborhood. The neighborhood's very, very quiet, very, very nice. And this gives me a chance. I can really build in this place right here. So what are we going to be building there? Actually, not really a lot, to tell you the truth, because we did all our work already. And that's one of the things we explain to people. When we get people saying, we'll do a demonstration. We don't have to do any demonstrations. There's the reason why we did all the demonstrations at the house, so we don't have to really do a lot of them. What are we going to prove? We've done all demonstrations. We literally done more demonstrations than anybody else. Matter of fact, that's why we put demonstrations out called Match or Better. We haven't seen anybody matching. We have demonstrations that go back, a match or better that goes back since 2019 that has never been matched or better. So you guys can't match stuff from 2019. There's no way to where you're matching our stuff now. So yeah, we've been that we're done. We're finished. Now I'm going to be doing some demonstrations in that place and outside now, since we have outside capabilities, on the Alpha 1. Alpha 1 is also going to be displayed at several different sites besides my place. And we have chances now to branch out and go to other places and show off the new technology and some of the other technology. As I said before, this summer, I do plan to be out in the park with a couple of inflatable screens because we do have a license. Yes, we have a license. We also have permits. We can get permits very easy due to the fact that our company can show that it's a legit company. We have an LLC, which is finishing up, almost done there. We also have the DBA, which is needed. Again, that's all needed. Matter of fact, I got to go in today and finish out one of the other applications for something else we're looking at too. And I have an EIN number, which you have to have. You have to register your company with the EIN in order to get the DBA. In order for the DBA, for both of them, you need both of them to get a local, state, and I forgot the other one, the tax. It's not tax, it's a license that you need in order to get a permit to be able to do outside demonstrations in a public area. You have to have a license to do this. City Hall is going to require this. They're definitely going to require it. And if you don't have this, that shows that your company is not legit. Online, different story. Offline, whole nother story. I want that paperwork. That's when I came in. I first landed here. I started locking in all my paperwork as fast as possible. So now, right now, it's just waiting for the U.S. government to finish and finalize the rest of my applications and go from there. And we're done. That's it. Before this summer, all my paperwork is in order. Officer walks up to me and says, there you go, 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 there you go. What else you need? Also, to the EIN comes a nice handy when you basically are applying for loans and stuff like that, for banks and stuff like that. You have to show all that paperwork. You have to show how much your taxes and all that stuff, where you're paying. You have to show all that stuff. It also comes, going to be required when your company needs to be licensed and bonded. You will need that also too. You have to have all that paperwork will have to be done. All right, I think I'm going to take this right here. Hold on a minute. Woo, excuse me. All right. You see this underscore there? See that right there? That's what happens if you spell something incorrect on Wix. So that will pop up anywhere on your site if you basically are spelling something incorrect. So I don't know how in the world people misspell stuff on their website and don't see the red underscore popping up constantly all the time. That's not a good sign. That's a bad sign. That tells you that you didn't spell something correctly. Kind of like a little light version of a spelling checker. All right, shipping policy and okay, we'll start off first with the correct address policy. Let's start off with this one, correct address. First, this will be policy. Come on, be nice. This will be policy 1. Start here with policy 1. So we separate these. They don't all run together. So we can keep these clear to the customer. Now, this will be embedded in all shopping carts. So that way that the customer can read this to the shopping carts, or you can read it here. Either way, it doesn't make a difference. Try to make things as easy as possible for the customer. All right, see, we looked at, let me show you something real quick before we go there. This is my activity page. This tells me how the site's doing. That shows me what we make in a day. That shows, let me see, the sessions. So that's why our site, this is extremely good. See how the numbers are going up 4.3%. That's extremely good because we got so much stuff going on our site. Our site is just so fun and so interactive. People spend a lot of time in there just looking through all the cool stuff that's in there. So that's why I said we built the site like a massive, giant business card. So, you know, we hand out that business card, we know the reaction you're going to get. And we get it every time. When somebody types in, they go, ooh, it's like letters moving all around. And universe is popping up out of the screen. They love it. That's what you want to do. Make your site as interesting as possible. And now we got the new showroom displays where they can go into the shopping cart and they can hit the link and they can go to a whole different showroom. We also use the showrooms also too as a selling point for the product, because on the showroom shows tons of videos in there. There's product information on the showrooms. There is all different kinds of picture slideshows. There's a whole lot of stuff in the showrooms that you won't see on the shopping carts. So sometimes we'll just drop an entire showroom to a customer and they'll look through all that stuff like, wow, it blows them out of their socks. So they can go and hit the link to the showroom and go directly to the shopping cart and make the purchase. And that's what's really important. So that shows you how much time that people are setting inside of those carts. Now we could break it down and see exactly where the traffic is coming from. We can also break it down and see what areas are getting hit the most, so we know how to tweak other areas and make them a little bit more interactive on that. I can't imagine what right now the other page we have, the exotic page is crazy in there. So we haven't even really got that. It's online. You can go and check it out, but we haven't tweaked the search engine optimizer for it yet. So that page getting hits, but still we get higher hits if we tweak that search engine optimizer. Now we just by doing 15 orders a day, this is what we make in a day from 15 orders. And that'll tell you right there, that'll give you an accuracy. This is why when you have people come in and say out of their mouths, oh, I made 15 orders. Well, that's bullcrap, because I don't even know if you made 15 orders, but I can show you on my website where we made 15 orders that day. And right here, we can show how much the company made that day. We can show you how many people had access and how long they spent on the site. This is what you need to see. That's why I said talk is cheap. Got to back it up. Got to back it up. Let me see. I need to get rid of this. What's this down here at the bottom? Right here. Shows all different. Oh, shoot, you can't see that. That's customers. Customer information. Can't send you that right there. Demonstration page. Insight behavior. I'm going to be 100% sure. Okay, there we go. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to make sure we're not showing anything we're not supposed to show. So this right here will give us an information on how much, what kind of behavior is being hit on the sites. How much time customers are spending on site, where majority of our traffic's coming from. Majority of our traffic doesn't come from YouTube. Believe it or not, majority of our traffic comes from Google. That's where it comes from. This is why you have to be able to know what you're doing when it comes to doing your search engine optimizer. Not only that, you must know how to use the advanced settings. I tell people from the end of the day, don't be afraid of advanced settings. A lot of people stay away from advanced settings because they feel that, excuse me, this is an area they don't want to screw up their website on. Look at your advanced settings. You'd be surprised what they have in there that you can understand very easily. And this will basically advance your site. This will help you out. Now, the Crystal Edge site, which now is changed over to the new company for our distributor, Crystal Edge site gets a ton of hits due to the fact it's been there longer. We refined the search engine on that, and we use that now as a direct page, because when customers hit that page, they're redirected from there, boom, over there. It'll show us exactly where they're being redirected at. So the Crystal Edge has been there for a while. Let me see. Now, see right there, that's what we find out. So we want to find out visitors for our Crystal Edge site right there. It'll tell us what's being directed to our site. So in 6 minutes and 32 seconds, our site is hitting 134 people in that amount of time. Every 6 minutes, my site will hit around 24 and up. That's for the Crystal Edge right there. Google, we get 34 people on Google every 5 minutes. It's right there. Or you can see it yourself. This is why I say that when you got people talking about, well, I got 15 orders, I got this, I got that, and blah, blah, blah. That's talk. You have to show what you really are getting. And this is what does it. You go in here to your algorithm, whatever it's called, that's what it's called. If I butchered, I do apologize. And you can go in here and it'll tell you exactly what your site is receiving. It'll tell you what your site is receiving. Telling people you got 15, 30 orders a day, that's a lie. You have to be to show it. We can show you where the site tells you exactly how many people literally hit that site, because the Crystal Edge has been there for a while, because it basically has a lot of weight and the traffic that runs to the Crystal Edge is quite large. We are receiving from that. See right here how it's changed right there. That's the new domain name. So basically, this doesn't, if we did a whole nother website, that'd be a different story. But that's the reason why we kept the website, because the website has a ton of traffic that runs through it. But we just changed out the domain name. That's it. We made it a new company, but we're able to still maintain the same traffic flow because of the website, because it's been there. To change the website out to something completely new, that would have been a bad idea. So we get from, let's see, Crystal Edge is reaching right there at 134 visitors. And this is not bad. At every 6 minutes and 32 seconds. And at Google, we reach 34 people at every five minutes. Now consider the fact that's 34 people. Out of the 34 people, say maybe 5 of them buy. 5 of them buy the 34 people. We've been selling gallons the last couple of days like crazy. My gallons go for around $600 a pop, $600 to $300 a pop. So you multiply that times 5 orders at $600 a pop. That's literally how much we pull in. That's just from gallons alone. There's whatchamacallit we have called the Complete Cinema is the highest selling product we have right now. At one point we had it for the original price for that, for a quarter, that is $363 something. We sell about 20 of those easily. Out of that, how many people are coming? We sell about 20 or 3 or 4, probably about 3 or 4 a week we sell by that. Imagine that when you add that up at 3 times 600, so 3 times $362. Yeah, that's on a small scale. We're operating on a small scale right now. This is why all this paperwork's being done, because when we jump to the larger level, we're doing 80 quarts a day at $300 something a pop. There you go. That's why when I see people, when they come in, they don't know anything about business. When they come in, they start talking about all this money they made. Well, you show me where. Show me the proof. Show me what your website's hitting a day. Show me what you're getting from Google, what you get from here. Show me this. They can't show you this because there's nothing coming to their site at all, period. Chances are, if they can't, and I hate to put it this way and put it out there, if you can't spell things correctly on your site, you do not know how to operate a search engine optimizer. Because simply on the Wix site, if you do make a mistake, you get a red underscore. The fact that there's that many mistakes, that shows how many red underscores are popping up. And if that person doesn't see it or acknowledge it and ignores it, there's no way in the world you're taking the time to do a search engine optimizer, because it's a detailed application that you have to fill out. That I tell a lot of people that a lot of the websites you go to, like Google, Firefox, places like that, Bing, there's a section on their page that will allow you to submit an application to basically apply your domain name to that particular search engine. So basically, you come up a little bit faster. You can actually submit your domain name to different forms of search engines. Now over here, they automatically do Google. But do you have any idea how hard it is? People who watch me do the Black Series application for the domain, we had to do the search engine optimizing. You had to have it at 100% complete. Excuse me, people. And if they don't take the time out, I can see right now, judging by the websites, if they have, I can't say much for the other one because this website does have more information than the other one. But I can say for the other one, no, he didn't do the search engine optimizer. The search engine optimizer is extremely temperamental on Wix. It is very temperamental. The first one we did on the Crystal Edge, a little bit more easier, but this one you have to complete 100% in order to get the approval to go to Google. That's what you have to go through. That's the reason why the minute you see us type something in, we pop up all over the place. If you go to Google right now, you do a demonstration, you type my company, we everywhere, we pop up just about everywhere because we were able to pass that application. So right here, as you can see, every 5 minutes, 51 seconds, that I'm hitting 34 people that are going to the account. And at 34, if 5 people buy or 3 people buy, we make about 1,300, 1,400 easily in a day. And this will show you right here. 15 at a product being $95. Do you have any idea how much you would have to sell in order to reach the market that we can hit within a minute? That's why I said, and the reason why individuals can't get that kind of money at the end of the day is because you have to show that your product is worth that. You have to have the testing, which I can't express enough. Testing helps people see that your product is properly tested. You can back it up, and therefore you can get what is paid for. What you really get the money for your product is when you can show that you can take out a $5,000 certified technology. That's when you can really get money for your product. Because I can easily walk into a showroom or anybody else at the end of the day who are individuals who have this money. Now, I'm individuals who don't have this money, people who do have this money. They can go out and skip my product and go, I just go buy $5,000 for a screen. I can convince them to buy my product over $5,000 screen because I can go in and show a demonstration or I can do demonstrations against high-end certified screens showing that my product is much better than a certified, and therefore that's why they buy from my company. Majority of our sales do come from people that are making the decision to buy high-end screens. So let me see here. We have direct traffic source. Our direct traffic source, we got a bit of increase here. So our direct is basically from Google. That's our direct, where it comes from, off the internet, whatever. The Crystal Edge page brings in 134 visitors to our page, because that's our redirect page, our launch page. YouTube brings in 110 right there. Now, mind you, this company right here is only, let's see, we launched the company on November the 2nd. So November the 2nd, we launched the company. So my company is probably somewhere between like a month and a half. That's it. That's all old my company is, a month and a half, which is actually hasn't even reached a year yet. We're not even a year. This company is a month. Remember, we launched this company in November the 2nd. That's how extremely good the Black Series is doing. So as you can see by my numbers here, I got to do a whole section on this because I'm going to be in here forever. Let me get out of here real quick. We got to get back to this shipping policy thing because I'm going to be in forever. We'll come back to this later. All right, let me go over here real quick. Let me get over here and get this done. All right, because I'm going to be in there forever. I'm definitely going to be in there forever. I love doing that kind of stuff at the end of the day. Okay, shipping policy. Let's see, shipping policy for correct. Let me get this done first because I'll be in there talking all day about that kind of stuff. Correct shipping. See right there, we got the underscore. That tells me right there we spelled it incorrect. That's not telling you spelled it correct. You're spelling it incorrect. All right, that's spelled right there. All right. Oh, I cannot wait to set this place up, man. I got stuff from already. Once we lock our down payment in, I'm going to do some furniture shopping. I'm going to get myself a cloud sofa. I've been dying to get one of those. If you've seen the cloud sofa, they're beautiful. I'm going to get a 200-gallon fish tank put in there. I'm definitely going to do that. I don't know about the speaker system. Really don't need anything that big. I already got a speaker system. I forgot I got a bunch of those. About 5 of those units, but we're not going to play even like that. And I'm going to put a nice little barbecue and backyard setup back there. I can't wait. So let me see. Correct shipping. Correct shipping. Correct shipping. Correct shipping. Correct. Let's see. Correct shipping. Correct shipping address. No. Let's see. Correct shipping. Policy for correct shipping. All right. Correct shipping. I should just do that with the correct shipping. Policy for correct shipping. Let me see. What is with this right here? Let's see. I wonder if I can put that option with the AB 1, 2, 3 on this one. Would be pretty nice if I could do that. Let me see. Policy for correct shipping. Let me see. Please note we are not responsible for address that does not match your PayPal or banking institute. Let's see if we got this right. They put banking institute. I saw it in there. Please note we are not responsible. We are not responsible for addresses. 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 I'm going to take this one section right here. Take that one section right there. They literally put bake. That's why you got to check Google when you're checking Google. Let me see right here. Where are we at on our site right here? We're not responsible. We are not responsible. Please note we are not responsible for addresses. I'm going to break this down a little easier. Addresses. Addresses. We're not, okay, please note we are not responsible. That should be a capital. We're starting from here. No, it should be a capital. That should definitely be a capital. And this should be dropped below here. Now here we go. Shipping, please note we are not responsible for addresses. No. Go back in there. They didn't put your space in there for some reason. Do not match your not match your PayPal. Not PayPal. PayPal or banking institution.
According to Wikipedia, financial institutions, sometimes called banking institutions, are business entities that provide services as intermediaries for different types of financial monetary transactions.
Much easier. Financial institution.
According to Investopedia, a financial institution is a company engaged in the business of dealing with financial and monetary transactions such as deposits, loans, investments, and currency exchange.
The reason why I decided to go with financial institution because it just covers so much more. That's why. Banking, then you're going to have people in there. You got to think of everything. And I mean everything you got to think of. Because again, you'll find individuals that'll find loopholes. This is what I like about the naysayers. Because the naysayers always remind me to do things that I should do much better. They may say, well, one guy came in one time and he was like in a live stream said, well, what's the difference between your product and a gray screen doing a gray surface? And man, that was a fantastic idea that I can show that a black screen can see gray better than a gray screen. And we've used it ever since. All right, policy for correct shipping. Please note we are not responsible for addresses that do not match your PayPal or financial institution. This falls on the behalf of the buyer. This responsibility falls behalf on the buyer. All right, that's perfect. I don't know why they put a capital in the middle of the sentence. This is downright stupid. That shouldn't be there. So let's see. This responsibility falls right there. And then we have to go to a spelling checker again today too. On a couple other places we need to put spelling checkers through. So I'm not done with the other sites. I still got to run a spelling checker through it. All right. Let's see. Policy for correct shipping. Correct shipping address. Address. Please note we are not responsible for addresses that do not match your PayPal or financial institution. Institution accounts. Accounts or accounts. So we basically get both of those in there. Let me see, we have here, there, accounts or accounts. Okay. Over here, accounts or accounts. It should be account or accounts within that's right there. That's what it should be. Or accounts. This falls. Let me see. This falls on the. Let me put something here. Shouldn't have been there. This falls on the responsibility. Why do you have this twice? Why did they add that in there twice? That's just weird. Ugh, I hate when Google doesn't do things correctly. Account. It has account. Accounts or accounts. This falls fully. This falls fully responsible. This falls fully responsible on the buyer. This falls fully responsibility. Responsible. Let me look at this real quick. I hate when they don't do it correctly. All right. This falls fully on the, and why do we have this in here? All right. Okay. Account or accounts. This falls fully on the responsibility. Now you would have responsibility of the behalf of the buyer. They got jumbled on that one, pretty crazy on that one. All right, put that in there. Right there. All right. Policy for correct shipping address. Please note we are not responsible for addresses that do not match your PayPal or financial institution accounts or accounts. This falls fully on the responsibility of the behalf of the buyer or buyers. You make sure you have to cover everything. Keep in mind, you can go to court over this stuff. So you make sure you got this thoroughly explained. That's why I tell people when you do sites, make sure you do them correctly. Thoroughly explain. Buy or buyers. Buy or buyers. Or buyers. No. We're good. Make sure I get that correctly. Spelling checker will come up. Buyers. All right. Second policy. Policy here. This is our second policy over here. I should cap this off. So we can start that off with all caps. Let me see. LICY. I want to do that in all caps. that one. O, L, I, C, Y. All right, policy. Address change. Address change permission slip. Address change signature permission slip. I just butchered that right there, people. Let's see. Address change signature permission slip. Boom. Now, this basically is a policy that if you move roughly or something happens where you need to have this changed out, we do advise you to call us. I'm actually picking up another cell phone. I'm picking up another cell phone to reach us even faster so you can just contact directly to there. That phone is going to be a little special phone. I'm going to get that set up to be encrypted. So, again, we have to do all this stuff because, again, we have people at the end of the day that are kids. That's why. I'll show you some of this stuff. We'll show you some of the stuff we're talking about. I'm actually building a blog. In this blog, what do they call it? We'll be posting a lot of these. Like I told you, how we have it set up over here. Anybody who calls, it keeps a transcript, actually writes a transcript of what they're saying. Anything that comes up, email, messages, all that toward our company, all that's going to be posted over there for everybody to see. Let me see. I may do my friend. I'm thinking about it. We're going to see exactly what guidelines we can go with that one because we don't want to break any laws here. But I have a friend of mine who's an expert. I have a few friends of mine that are experts, and I feel they can do an IP trace and pull the IP address right next to every single message that comes through. We could do it that way. But I don't need to see exactly what guidelines we can do, what we can't do. We don't want to be getting hit with any form of invasion, privacy, policy, guidelines between companies and companies because I don't want to get in trouble for that. So I have to see what we can get away with. Or what is considered to be what we can do and what we can't do. But if they do give us that okay, we're going to actually post the IP address under every single message that went through. Let me see. Oh, a few people have been sending us bad messages. Got you biting your teeth, eh? You're biting your teeth, biting your nails. You should be. I told you, Mr. Bird always has things always working. And I tell people at the end of the day, never worry. These guys come on and they hate so much on our technology. And I'm like, gee whiz. You only know what we show you. You don't even know the other half. You've never even seen some of the exotics, some of the other crazy stuff we're working on. We got stuff we're working on right now for, I think, next year we're working on. Or not the year, probably a year before that year. But anyway, so the minute we get something, they just start hating on it right from the door, which we don't care because, again, as I told you, it doesn't affect our sales. When I sit there and tell you it doesn't affect our sales, I'm not joking with you. I can show you on my website right there. I can show you exactly what sales we get, how many people are hitting the site. We can show you that. Doesn't affect our sales. All that nonsense, all that wasted energy that they put in to try to belittle our company goes nowhere. It doesn't affect our company. It just makes you look bad. That's what it does. And when people say, oh, there's no back and forth. It's me coming in, crushing you guys, and moving on. That's pretty much it. And I can show you my website's not even affected by it. I get 134 visits every 5 minutes from Google. And out of that 134, if we make 5 sales at $600, $300, and even at $149 a pop, it adds up a day. So when someone's showing me $1,500, that's nothing. That's nothing at all, period. I can make $20,000 on a transfer from any country who wants to buy our technology on much larger scales. And we've had that happen quite a few times. They'll buy 10 gallons or buy 3 gallons or buy 5 gallons. I don't talk about that kind of stuff because it's not even necessary. But if you really want to get financial brass tacks, I can show you exactly what we pull in. And I guarantee you that $1,500 that you're bragging about is nothing. It's nothing. The reason why we can get the money we can get for our product, because again, that's why we do the match or better. The match or better, if you can match and beat all our products, if you can complete all my test demonstrations, if you have the experience, I can even alone talk about my experience level. My experience level goes back farther than both of them combined, than most people. So, yeah. I have more YouTube video demonstrations. I've built more screens. I'm more experienced. And people see that when it comes to my products. I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking on camera. I can go and sometimes I just get carried away with it. And we talk about one thing, we go here because I have a knowledge of all that technology. I know what I'm talking about. can't talk about venue projectors if you never really owned a venue projector or not enough venue projectors to know how venue projectors actually work. I can do an entire segment on venue projectors. I've had so many, it's not even funny, and so many different kinds and so many different brands and makes and models and whatever. Yeah. Can't give you any of that information. So they can only give you what they know. And the website pretty much explains what they know. You got to be the backup, what you're saying and what you're doing, you have to. And none of the websites have no test demonstrations in any of the sites. And like I said, at the end of the day, I got customers that will spend the $300 and $400 because you know why? For the simple fact that we can knock out a $5,000 certified screen. And that's a screen that is far more superior than your products. If you haven't beaten these screens and you haven't shown that you can take these screens out, then there's going to be an issue. And the reason why you can never take out a gunmetal, because the gunmetal screen can maintain in a fully lit environment. They can maintain in max out zones. Now, to the level where our screen is at, no, because they can't see 100% contrast and we can. But, we have gunmetal technology that beats certified screens also too. But anyway, that's a screen compared to the other products it can easily take out. The only problem with the gunmetal is an extremely expensive screen. So a lot of people will shy away from it and go toward the other great products, or they'll buy from us because our screens, our products are better than certified screens. And we have the test demonstrations to back it up on so many levels. It is not even funny. I can easily walk into any forum site that deals with nothing but certified screens, and I could dominate that entire room within seconds. And I can do it with a projector that costs far less than what they're using. I can use it in an environment that they can't even go into at the end of the day, and I can knock out a screen that costs $3,000, and I can do it easily on a motorized projection screen that I only paid $68 for. Because it's coated with my technology, now it has the ability to knock out a certified with no problem. Now, for the consumer that can go out and spend that kind of money, he's going to say, gee whiz, $3,000 versus $400. Guess who he's going to buy from? Us. That's why we can sell paint so fast, because again, people want the best of the best when it comes to home theater. It's a serious investment. You want to make sure you do it right the first time. That's why they buy from us, because we can back it up, because our tests are displayed on the website. Any product that we make right from the door, and you know how we do it over here, right from the door, before we even start the testing, we throw stuff at it to see what it can do. They don't do that with their products. That's why when they're given a match or better demonstration to do, they can't complete it, because they don't even know themselves what their product can do, because they never tested it. And that's why we get the kind of money for our product. And at that, like I said, I have a friend of mine who has a clientele of customers that are willing to spend $3,000 a quart for our product. Yeah, because we can beat we can beat expensive screens. We can do things other products can't do. And he sees the potential in the product, and that's the way he wants to market it. But if we do this, that means we alienate the individuals in between that can't seem to cross over to the higher screens, because again, they don't have the cash flow or the financial to be able to stabilize that kind of technology. So that's why we call it even in the playing field, by developing a product that everybody can afford. Now, you look at a product we have over there for customers, or for our sale right now, that costs a customer under $200, can take out a $3,000 projection screen. Even Diamond themselves know who we are. They don't know who you guys are. They don't acknowledge you. Couldn't express that enough. We get that all the time. I had one time, we had a customer come in one time and got pretty nasty with me and said, fine, I'll go over Screen Innovation. I'll buy from them. Go ahead, knock yourself out. By the way, here's some literature. Read through it. And he contacted us right back, right there from the spot, and apologized. Because we've been there and done it already. That's why. You're buying something that literally we can take out with ease. That's why. Now, we work with companies and we tell companies what our products cost. It blows their mind, because they're used to spending $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for a projection screen. They're used to it. They're used to going out and spending $10,000 and $20,000 for a projector. They're used to it. And when you come in like, oh, no. It's not going to cost you that kind of money. You can go to eBay and just go buy one of them at the end of the day. Well, what projector are you using a demonstration? That's a $270 projector. You got to be kidding. Wait, what? That's what we get all the time. Well, how much is the product? I was like, do it like $600, $500, $400, under $1,000. So you're going to get a 250-inch screen, mind you, 250-inch outdoor screen for under $1,000. Matter of fact, for under $700. And you can use this on a projector that you can pick up off of eBay for whatever, don't make a difference. Still pull 100 beyond 2 million to 1 contrast level. No calibrating required. No worrying about your screen washing or fading because it's in a light or a window may affect it. Yeah, there you go. That's why the product technology we make is worth millions of dollars. And that's why a friend of mine wants to basically custom tailor this for a certain clientele that has the money. So at the end of the day, if we choose, we don't have to deal. We can basically go to a higher clientele, put our product over there. We got somebody to market it because he's doing it because he's going to make some serious money off of it and a little bit of bragging rights, which you'll like. And we can just skip the middleman and just go for the big dogs and make our money there. But that's not the reason why I got into this business. I got into this business to even the playing field because that would make me just like them. And I do not want to be like them. That's why I explained to you at the end of the day, it has nothing to do, your products are not in our line of fire. We don't even acknowledge you at all, period. We only acknowledge the certifies. That's all we see. And that's the reason why when they get mad at us and say, well, they charge too much for their product. No, actually, we charge far less for our product because, again, we have the proof there on the website. You show me what your product is worth. Show me your test demonstrations. But if you got products matching house paint, then the worth of your product drops. Now, the reason why we do all this testing, the reason why we have them on display, because we get it all the time. You got a black screen. People are going to ask the question, can I do this with a black sheet? Can I do this with black fabric? Can I do this with black paint? Can I get this in black mesh? We've heard it so many times, it's not even funny. And that's why I sit there with a grin on my face, go, here you 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 go. And if they want, I could come down to your workplace in person and do that demonstration for you. As a matter of fact, I think they want to make that part of our slogans. When we get our license and bonded team in, we'll come to your job and we'll do that demonstration for you live. Well, not live, we'll be live anyway, because we can back it. All right, let's see. Address change signature permission slip. This is what I put right here. Put it in here. All right. Because I'm going to have to load this in every shopping cart now. So you have to be to back your product up. That's the first thing you want to do. Back it up. Because they're going to ask the questions. They're going to ask the questions. You have to be able to respond back. That's why I like going to the forum sites. The forum sites keeps me on my toes because I got 1,000 of those kinds, millions of those kinds sitting in those forum sites. And we can go in there and we can do what we have to do. I can walk into anyone. There's a forum site, they're talking nothing about LVII screens. We go in there all the time. OLED TVs, I'm actually in there most of the time. I love being in there. Because again, when we give them the question like, well, how come you guys don't get a projection screen? And here comes the onslaught of insults about projection screens. They don't know anything about us. They just know about gray, white, and silver. And they just go in on it. Mostly it's the gray and white they go in on. And they'll go, well, I can't use it in a fully lit environment. TV, I can turn on anytime I want, and it works. I can pull 100% contrast. Yeah, because they got OLEDs. That's why they can do that. Can't go in there with a gray screen and have that conversation. We're going to say, oh, but what about contrast? Well, I can, no, they can tell you from the door that even with 2 million, 3 million, 4 million to 1, you're not pulling a 100% black LED level like an OLED because your screen physically isn't black. That conversation's lost. You just forget about that one. Ambient light rejection works better on darker screens than it does on lighter screens. Lighter screens have issues with ambient light rejection technology. Some prefer to just not use it at all. Now, they can't say too much about calibrating because I've seen people calibrate those TVs. I have. But that's just 2 gripes they have. Just they don't want to be stuck in the dark 24/7. They don't want to deal with picture washout. Screens can't pull 100% contrast level. They're just better off going with their screen until I walk in there. That's a different story. Because first thing they talk about, oh, how much money you got to spend on a projector just to get the screen to look normal. Can you imagine that? Just to get the screen to look normal, how much money you get to spend on a projector. I walk in there with my black screen with a projector that costs, I like to use the NEC because it cost me $60 and the SVGA ViewSonic because $150 is a low grade model. And I walk and have that conversation with them and I same question. And then I'll sit there and say, what about black technology? What the freak is that? and I'll send them over pictures and they'll see that black screen pop up. Now, let's talk about contrast levels. Can't have that argument with me. My screen's 100% black, so I can pull a contrast level just like you can because my screen's black. Let's talk about dark environments. I can set my screen next to a window at 127 inches at 19 feet back. So guess what? Beat that one too. Let's talk about price. My screen costs far less than your TV. My projector costs far less than your TV. My screen size is massive, which is much bigger than your TV will ever be. I can pull a 100% 16:9, 235.1, 16:10 if I choose. You can't do that with a TV. People have to understand when you buy a TV, it's not 16:9. You know how much money a 16:9 aspect ratio TV would cost you? Your TV is formatted to look like 16:9. That's why you have the bars at the top and the bottom when it says formatted for this TV, for this particular, for your TV. That's why you have the bars. You do 16:9 on a screen that's designed to do 16:9. There is no bars because you're actually watching it in 16:9, the real deal. TVs can't do that unless you can spend the money for it. That's why when you watch a movie on TV, you get the bars at the top and the bottom because it was formatted. You watch on a projection screen, you don't get bars at the top and the bottom because it's filling the whole entire screen because you actually are watching 16:9. There you go. And that's the end of the conversation. And guess what? They hit me up where to buy. When people try to compare us to OLED TV, you can't compare me to an OLED, please. An OLED can't even do a 16:9 format, not even that long, 235.1. I got a projector that cost me $150. I can swap out the 235.1, 16:9, 16:10. They can't even do that. They give you a format. That's why you got those bars at the top and black at the top and the bottom. And at that, I can pull the same contrast level because my screen's black and I can be in a fully lit environment. Heck, if I even want to, I can take my screen outside. Try doing that with an OLED and see what happens. Far less, far less. I even did the math when I added it up. They had an OLED at 8K. It's an 8K, something like 90,000. It was something crazy, like 90,000. I'm close to about $100,000 for a screen size of I think 77 inches, 77 inches or 80 inches. That's it. You've got to be kidding me. A 8K projector would cost me 10 grand by JVC. That's what that would cost me. You're talking about $90,000 or $80,000 for a TV at around 77 inches. And I could buy an 8K projector, just like the same as your TV, for around 10 grand. And then with the product we have here, I can produce at under $700 a 250-inch screen outside. Inside, I can do a 200 screen, or I can do the same screen if I had the room inside also. Can't do that with your TV. And again, I've seen people calibrate those TVs also. We don't calibrate projectors over here. Yeah, you can't match me to a TV. Now, a gray screen would have an issue because a gray screen can't see black. You have to calibrate it. Colors don't come up correctly. It has to be like an ambient light controlled environment because too much light in the environment is going to wash out the color and all that. We've seen that with ultra short throw. So yeah, that's what happens there. All right, that's the address change signature permission slip will be needed. Let's see, will be needed. Will be needed when requesting to be shipped to a different address. Yeah, that's what that comes down to. So I had somebody ranting and carrying on about how our products are not actually black. Interesting. Well, the thing about it is that's why we do something called a pour out. See, that's why we cover all the bases on everything, people. Because we have idiots at the end of the day that don't watch our demonstrations and they end up looking like idiots. That's why I tell people at the end of the day, please crack books when it comes around us. When you're doing a black paint product, especially if you're doing it with a company, they're going to request a pour out. Now, a pour out is basically where you take everyday black paint and you take your product and you pour them out. They have to match. If they don't match, if they can tell if your product is actually really a dark gray, which would have the ability to pull 100%, well, not 100%, but a very high white level. But the problem you would have, it can't see 100% contrast. That's why when we get screens that claim to be black and they're actually dark gray, and we stick them against our screen, they come up looking gray. Standalone, they look black. While you lay it against our screen, they come gray. And we pull a star field or any black contrast level, they come up gray, where our screen actually maintains a black level. So that's what we do in our demonstrations to prove to companies that our product is actually black. And it's called a pour out. We do them all the time in demonstrations before we do a paint on demonstration. Let me see. So no, the product is black. Address change, signature permission slip. Okay, address change. Okay, address change, signature permission slip will be needed when requesting to be shipped to a different address. That is not registered on your financial institution account. Registered. I butchered that one and give me half what I wanted. I'll take the other half on that one later on. Get it in there. Financial institution. Financial institution registered on your. That is not registered on your financial institution. Or I'm gonna put down PayPal because you'd be surprised. People like financial institution and PayPal are exactly the same thing. But you'll have some people come in and go, whoa, but I got PayPal. It's still your financial institution. But we put them in there anyway. So we have everything covered. Okay. So bottom line is, if you want to ship to another address, you're going to have to be, okay, ship to an address. Let me see. Make sure we get in a timeline in there too, because we need a timeline in there too, address. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. A different address that is not registered on your account. Did I spell that correctly? No, I did not. I think I butchered the crap out of that one. Account. Or accounts. You'd be surprised. Let's see. Name, signature, permission slip.
These pictures should match.
So a name, signature, permission slip, which means you will sign it. You want that address switched over, you will sign it with your. So we have that too also. Because the reason why, and if you're a merchant, I'll tell you this, or you're selling on eBay or whatever you're doing, you're a merchant either way, wherever you're at. That's true. It's wherever you're at. I do apologize for that one. If you are a merchant, you want to make sure that you have that signature, because it shows that they gave you full permission to ship it to that address. If that address does not match the same as on the PayPal account, the buyer can easily come in and say he shipped it to the wrong address. And PayPal will go in and look at the address on the account, and if it shows different to where you ship it, you will not only lose your product, but you will also lose your money. You will not win this. Trust me. If you decide to take it to small claims court, which will probably be kind of a waste of time for some people, because you're pretty much going to be getting back what you pretty much lost, unless you can show there was some form of damages that were caused that were beyond that point to where you basically had to sue for a much higher amount. Much like the put it this way, for instance, I hate to bring this up, but it's going to happen anyway on Monday. I have to go down to City Hall and file for this. We're filing a lawsuit for $10,000 against a YouTuber that violated a batch number. Now, we have it right there listed on our website. It tells you what's going to happen if you basically violate this. And we have to show proof in court that the product was working perfectly fine before it made hands to this particular customer. And what we have on that, on the show proof, is we have basically our sales receipts for that product that shows the product had 0 returns, absolutely 0. There's no complaints, nothing on it. But not only that, more hardcore evidence that we have a video showing that the product was used a batch number, and the batch number, which is titled in the video, is the same batch number that's found in the container, which shows that the product was actually tested before it was ever shipped out. And we got customers that came back and replied about how good the product was. It worked perfectly to show video testimonies. But the particular individual who slandered the number, slandered the company, proceeded to do videos, false advertising on the product, and continue to spread these lies on YouTube. That you can sue for. But other than that, shipping it to the wrong address, that's a little different story right there. You just went to another address, that's all. Nothing wrong with the product, it just went someplace else. And you have to show proof that you got permission to send it to that address, or the customer can easily say, if they're not honest, they can say, nope, we never said that at all, period. So you take them to small claims court and you're suing for something that costs like under 50 or 60 bucks. You make sure it's worth more so you can basically get a little more out of that, but it's not worth it because the filing fees alone are going to be more than 100 bucks. So let's see. So again, this is why this one's a little different. All right, let me see. Note note we'll need a name signature permission slip. Permission slip. Example with your signature. So we can clear this up. Nice. Example with your signature. Example. To proceed with the process of the change of address. To proceed with the process with the change of address. To proceed with the process with the change of the address. The address. Now this protects me. This is why I put this in here, because it protects me, and you should have in your shipping policy information there that protects the customer, but also protects the merchant. That's why I said if you have a merchant, make sure if they oh, I forgot about that too. We need to add that in there too. There's so much stuff you got to add in stuff with the address. Address, okay. Let's put down. Piece note. I can't express this enough. Piece note. Let's see. We ship out packages. Now, sometimes when we do packages, and we have it right there, it's a COVID-19 policy we have on our site, telling that packages may delay due to the fact that getting merchandise in, you may have some delays. Some people feel at the end of the day, they were like, well, COVID it does exist. It's still there. It does exist, people. But, it's not as crazy as it was, but it's still there. Honestly, it's still there. You know that. But understand that there are still some areas that are basically still having problems with shipping things from A to B, and there's going to be sometimes a conflict on trying to get items from A to B. So you're going to have that. It's going to happen. Everybody's been through that. Everybody experienced it. Shouldn't have to explain it, but I'm explaining it on camera. People have gone through it where things will slow down. You can't get things on time, and we make it in ingredients, which means we require certain ingredients to come all together to make one item. So what we do is when we do tracking numbers, if your package, you haven't received a tracking number from us, yes, it's because we're gathering the ingredients to make your product. Now, keep in mind, if we send you a tracking number right away and say your ingredients comes in late, that means I have to cancel your tracking number. I have to go in and void it, get my money back on my account. Mind you, I pay for this shipping at the end of the day. And then I have to turn around and send you an email telling you why you received an email saying your tracking information or shipping label was voided. This is why we wait till all the ingredients hits. And then once we know where the ingredients are going to land, we got a confirmation on that. I go in and design the tracking number. I send it to you, and we send it for 5 days in advance. That's what it's set up for. Doesn't mean it's going to ship out on the last day. It just means we have a 5-day grace period, just in case if anything comes up, the label is still good. That's why we do it that way. So that way, it doesn't cost me money at the end of the day. So when I get a customer comes in and starts complaining about that, you can pay for it if you want. And we got no problem with that. I can send me an invoice, or basically go to FedEx or whatever, and you can pay for it and do it that way. No problem. You want it free, then this is how we do it. Now, if we have it here already set up and ready to go, then we ship you out the door and get you done. But sometimes there's some orders, they require certain things that we don't have here, and we have to have those shipped in. But I made sure I deal with companies so I learned a valuable lesson. This is why the 8 went obsolete, because we couldn't make the 8, because when COVID hit, the 8 was made out of certain ingredients, and 3 of the companies that we got it from completely shut down for good. So the 8 was discontinued. Learning from that experience, now when I make a product, it has stair steps attached to it, which means you can use other ingredients to make the exact same thing, just in case if one of the companies decide to go obsolete or don't want to go out of business, we are still good. You learn from your mistakes in business. That's what makes a good businessman. Learn from your mistakes. To learn to basically find other ways of getting the job done correctly. All right, please note. When requesting an address edited change.
Here is some information for when should you put in change of address request. According to MYMOVE recommends that you change your address with the USPS 2 weeks before your move. This will provide sufficient time for the USPS mover validation letter to reach you and confirm your change of address.
Or what you can do is just put a 30-day hold on your mail as you're doing the change of address at the same time, which helps even better. Just in case there's any hiccups. Let me see right here. But I got friends that work for the post office in that section. I still put all that information in, but I got friends that I gained with online. The post office worker, and he's on my route, and I just say, hey, look, not there. He can tell I'm not there because he doesn't see my cat, because my cat's always in the window to greet him. One thing, that's one my cat did like the post would do. But anyway, my cat's always in the window to greet him, and I did tell him ahead of time that I was leaving. So, I got to contact him too and see how he's doing and talk to him in a while. Because I don't like to abandon people. People do that, just abandon people. Don't tell them nothing at all. I can just jacked up. So I got to contact him and see how he's doing. Send him down something for Christmas. Let me see. Okay, so we're going to put this here. Please note. Please note when requesting an address change. Address, edit, change. I put edit it. So IT in that one right there. Edit change. Now we shouldn't have to go through all this, but I put this in here anyway. Mind, it's cost me money when people come in at the last minute and request this crap. Bugs the daylights out of me, and I tell you why. Because I've already printed out your label. The good thing about the shipping station that they have through PayPal is that you do get your money back a lot quicker when you basically pay for a label. Because they'll come back and contact me and go, oh, I got to change out that so-and-so and so. Well, you could have told me that about, the day you first processed the order. Maybe even better than that, you could have just went in and fixed the information. That would have made it a lot easier, on both of us. But still, give me a same day. Let's see, note when requesting an address change. Customer, put down customer. Nope, we don't do that with an S. Customer, or customers, and cover everybody. Shout out the camera shaking. This is where my stand's at. Let's see. Just right. Customers must give a same day notice. You have 1 day to put the notice in. Same day notice.
According to Indeed, a same-day resignation letter is a resignation that you write to your manager on the same day you intend to resign from your position.
Oh, go back. I think I'm going to cap this too. Let's see. So now that having this new place, a lot more freedom, I turned down a couple of places because I just didn't like them. I didn't like where they're at, and this place feels a little bit more for home for me. I'm going to build my screen because if I moved any place else, I would have to buy it. And buying a screen, a fixed frame screen, is just so freaking expensive. It really is. I want a 150 inch. 150 inch is going to cost me an easy, cool $500 to $600 easily, and it's going to have a border around it, which I don't want a border. I like the edgeless, borderless look to my screens. And if I do go with the Elite Edgeless, they don't go to 150 inches. They go to 100. I had two of them. They go from 100 inch, 126. I think it's the biggest you can get. As they changed out the size. But I'm not going to get a 150 inch edgeless. And I want to build mine. And on top of that, mine will be far lighter than that one. So I'm going to build this one a little different. Now, I don't want to do a lot of cutting there. So basically, I told people in the day, if you really don't want to cut the screen or cut the wood, you can go right over to Home Depot or Lowe's. They will cut it for you right there on the spot. Just give them the measurements that you want. They got a machine out there to cut it right there for you. So that's what we want to do. I'm going to cut it right there, get the size that I want. I'm going to do 150 inch, and I want a certain kind of wood. Now, I'm doing mine with a very light Indian oak wood because it's a more stronger surface, but I want the screen to be thin and I want it to be lightweight. So my screen's going to be probably about, all right, camera, about that thin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the surface. We're going to do a 4-coat application to stiffen the surface like we did the gamer screen downstairs. So any kind of paint. I'm not going to spend the money. Yeah, I might get Network Grade 773 because that stuff actually works extremely good for stiffening the screen. It dries extremely fast. I'm not saying even because I don't get the whole even thing. I don't get that at the end of the day. So if it's even, it's even. I don't see how you're going to look at the screen and see one image coming at you this way and one image laying flat. That doesn't make any sense. Even. I don't get that crap. But anyway, we're going to put probably about a 4-coat application to stiffen the surface like a sheet of wood. And then we're going to coat it with an Alpha 1 black. That's what we're going to do. So, yeah, that'll definitely work. That's what we're going to do. Taco will have his own room. I'm going to eat some tacos from pretty soon. Thank goodness. Because, man, in the last house, yeah, Taco literally had his own room in the last house. But I got so used to having his toys downstairs, and that's where they're at. We just kept them there. But yeah, that was Taco Land over there. This time, Taco's going to have his own room to himself with his toys, which I know he can't wait. I went down and ordered we ordered because I didn't like the one they had at Petco. Petco had this kind of like jumbo gym for cats, and it was dinky. I went online and ordered one. I got a really good one for him on that one. I hope he climbs all over it because that thing going to cost about $112. Hope you use it. And he's going to need a new water dish and food dish, and we're going to put a wallpaper screen in his section for his setup for his projector. We're definitely using ultra short throw in there for that one. I want it close to the screen as possible. I might mount the ultra short throw. I'm definitely going to be using ultra short throw, so I'm going to be picking up from eBay another one of those $200 projectors. I'm going to actually convert it to all black, coat it to it's all black. Run some blue neon EL wire through it, and probably going to attach probably a Molex adapter to it, power supply adapter, so you can run the rest of the equipment without basically interfacing with the power supply and the projector. And I'm going to put a backlit glow on the bottom of it, like we did with the Apocalypse projector. My gaming room / office and all that in there, I'll be setting up all my toys in there because now I got my little spot to put my stuff at in there. We really have to do a lot of demonstrations. I will be doing a black Alpha Gamer screen in there, and that'll be hooked up to my my custom gaming PC, which we are now dubbing the Console Killer. This thing is going to be a monster. i9 processor. I'm going to see if I can get away with 2 of them, but I think I can only do one, the 4090s. I'm definitely going to do a 4090 graphic card. I'd definitely get one of those. I've seen they have a separate liquid cooling for that particular card, which is good. And I'm definitely going to get insurance or whatever crap I got to get on it, because that's not a cheap card. That's a $3,000 video card for that thing. I haven't decided on everything else I'm going to put in it yet, but I am going to max it out. And I'm probably going to put it in a V12. Oh, I saw the was an IT8. ATX boards? Are you kidding me? They're that freaking small? How the freak would that even work with a freaking graphic card? Like, how would that work? I think the PCI Express slots would be big enough. I got to build something out of one of those. That thing is tiny. Well, yeah, we got to do something with that. That is freaking cool. I can put that in anything. I design my own cases. I can literally put that in anything I want. Got to build something. Oh, oh, oh. I just got a crazy idea. I'm going to take a table, get a table, cut it, drop plexiglass off, and dying to do one of these too. I'm gonna do a steampunk table, cut it, drop plexiglass in it, drop a projector underneath of it, push an image right through the plexiglass, and build me a microcomputer into the table. That would be sick, because it's an ITX, if I got that right. ITX. It's an ATX board, and they're that tiny. Oh man, I can embed that thing into anything. I think I'm gonna hook that, and I'm gonna hook a RetroPie into it too, and that way you can project right through the glass. I'm gonna do an old-fashioned. I gotta find a really gaudy table. If I'm gonna do a steampunk table, I need a really gaudy. I gotta go to the thrift stores and find some really gaudy table with look kind of interesting designs. All gonna have to be hand painted and all designed. There's my project right there. Hey, I'm already starting stuff already. Backyard, I'm probably gonna put in, God willing and blessed if we get the property, but I do want it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get this. But anyway, we make more than enough to get it, so I'm good. They want to basically, you know how to do it. You got to show 3 times the amount. We're good. Anyway, so backyard. I don't need a giant screen back there. I want something comfortable because we're done with showcase. We've done it already. We've done 250s all. We're done. I want a nice comfortable screen. So a nice comfortable screen for me for my backyard set would be 120 inches. It's perfect. That's what I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna do a custom build for that one too. Might as well. I'm gonna definitely do some nice. Only chasers are too distractive. I want to like a nice soft glow to it. It's gonna draw a lot of attention. I already know that from the door. So that's gonna bring me money from the door. Right where I'm at. People walk by and see that thing fired up. Yeah. I got 2 gates up there. I got a privacy gate, and then I got a gate that I can drop down and people can see inside to my yard. So when I fire that thing up, yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of money off of that. I'm gonna be passing up business cards galore on that one. So it's gonna bring me some serious business. But other than that, I am going to probably have to get settled in. Now start doing some scouting. Once I get everything set up, my office, gaming desk, and all that equipment, go out and do some scouting and look for some whatchamacallit, renting window. Actually, I'm renting windows from businesses to display that ad tech technology, which is going to be available very soon. And we're doing a couple of samples for a couple of stores. We're going to spray a small little screen in there for them and set them with a projector, and then that way they can get the experience when they see the customers that are going to be flocking to the windows to see what that stuff is to begin with. It's only a matter of time before they'll contact us and ask us to pay for one of the packages that range anywhere from $8,000 to $3 grand. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, so notice. All right, right here, same thing right here. Let's go in here and let's bring this to red. So we can get that done. There we go. I'm gonna make sure that's something we need you to do. All right, so let's see what's going on here. We're all good. All right, let me see something for a minute while we're in here. Make sure anybody's personal information popping up. Bring you down a little bit because there's some things you're not supposed to see. Hotmail. We don't have Hotmail here. All right, let me see. Let's go over to messages here. This is a great way to do a spelling checker on your site. Hotmail is really, really temperamental when it comes to grammar and everything else. If it decides it wants to work for us and give me what I asked for, I'm clicking on it. Okay, it's having a moment. It's having a moment. It'll have its moment. There it is. All right, so we go over in here and we put in for our page right here. Take this out real quick. This is the policy we put in here. All right, so let us know how many mistakes we made. So let's go over in here. That's a mistake right there. And that's a mistake right there. Shipping was spelled incorrect. Got to check all this because even though, all right, so policy, what's this supposed to be? Separation. That's what it is. Yeah, it's a separation. All right, let me see where we're at. Policy right here. It's here. It's supposed to be a separation. All right, maybe we put in there. Right, it's a separation. We're putting it twice in case I don't know anything. All right, and the other one is saying that shipping is spelled incorrectly. Incorrect shipping. Well, it's C. Well, SHIPPING. Right here. What are you getting at? Let me see. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, shipping. Why are we coming in incorrect? The freight? It is spelled correct. What the heck are you talking about? Oh, we got it down twice. That's why it's there twice. That's why it's reading twice. We got shipping. All right, that's why. That's why it's there twice. Let me see. Go back here. Yeah, we have it twice. That's why it's going with the incorrect. It's supposed to be one. It's supposed to be correct shipping and correct shipping address. Correct shipping should be address. Correct shipping address and correct shipping address and address change policy. All right, that's better. All right, let's put which one comes at the middle. That's all done. That's better. All right, cool. Done. Publish that. So there we are. Now I got to go in. I have to. Where's it at? Where's the policy at? This is the policy right here. I should have went in and just copied and pasted the whole policy. I gotta come in and copy and paste the whole policy. That would be nice. All right. Copy that. This one is off. Get out of here. All right, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're in my path. You're doing too much. Let's see what's going on here. All right, that's good. There's none of our media players. The media players will move if we are. What the heck? Why is this even here? What's this right here? We have no. Come on, can we get this out of the way? Because I can't see what we're doing here without the way. What are we doing? Is how your order is processed. Okay, that goes there. All right, and then we need to go to. Yeah, this is supposed to be demonstration. This is supposed to be the batch number. This is supposed to be down here. This happens if you move anything in here that'll automatically change or shift. All right. All right, so let's see. And this is what? Hold on for a minute. Can we get all this out of the way? This is really bugging me. Demonstration. Okay. That's right there. All right, that's one. Where's the other one at? And that's two. All right, save that again. All right, I'll publish that. All right, now we go over here. Go over to shipping policy. Right there. Make sure the media player. Yeah, they're exactly where they're supposed to be. Okay, good. All right, so that is the new policy we just put in right now. So that basically clears up any confusion. Shouldn't be any confusion at all, to tell you the truth. It's just basic common sense that if you are buying things online, you do want them going to your address. So if your address is incorrect in your financial institution or wherever it may be at with PayPal, you do want to make sure that this information is correct. Because if not, your stuff could be going anywhere. So not just with me, any place you should be doing this. And you'd be surprised how many times I'll get contacted by someone like, "Oh no, I forgot that's the old address. How in the world are you using this account for anything?" Because I could never understand that when I had that conversation with customers and they explained that, "Oh, but that's another." Well, what are you doing? Or you just, every time you place an order through that account, you're just contacting whatever merchant and telling them to change out? That's a headache. Just go in and just change it out. That's all you have to do. They'll ask you some questions to verify who you are at the end of the day, so no one else is going into your account and changing your information. And that's it. And you change it out. You're done. And that saves you a lot of headache. So I've literally had customers think it was our responsibility to go in and fix. Oh my goodness. I will do the editing, not a problem. As long as I got a signature from you saying such and so and so. Now, mind you, if we haven't gotten to it, we are getting to it. Just we have a lot of stuff going on. We have some people, excuse me, that will be so impatient because we'll update them. If I do updates all the time, of course we're going to update you and tell you what's going on. If you email me or call me, we have a company line right there that you can contact us. Or you know it works because we watched when the other individual was getting upset because he got exposed. You saw him popping up over and over again because he was actually hitting our website because he was upset and angry because he got exposed. So it does work. So you can communicate with us. I love it when I get people that come up there and say something like, oh, we can't contact them. You got to be kidding me. I got a company number right there on the page. Neither one of them have a company number. Majority of most places that we went to didn't have any company numbers. Not only them, some other places we went to look at screen paint when we went to ask questions, didn't have a number there. We have a number right there on the site. And you can tell it works perfectly fine because you saw the other fellow who got upset because he got exposed on YouTube and he was ranting on there and you just saw the things, indicators popping up. That was the other fellow complaining and getting upset. So it works perfectly fine. So we can be contacted, not a problem. I had people contact us right directly on YouTube. The fellow came in and contacted on YouTube. And you know, it's sad because the fellow came in, very nice fellow. I got a chance to talk to him on the phone. Very cool dude. I got a chance to talk to him. And that fast, I'm gonna tell you how jealous these individuals are. You never will ever will see me on any comments in any of their YouTube channels. Unless somebody's making a duplicate of my name, other than that, not in there. I don't contact them. I don't send them emails, none of that stuff because I'm busy. I'm working all the time. I really don't have time to engage in some of that stupid stuff. I will come in and expose you if I have evidence on you. Yeah, that I will do. But that little stuff, no, I don't have time for that. That's craziness. That's absolute craziness. So, but they're always in the chat rooms. They're always in where we're talking. They're always sending messages back and forth in their emails and text messages, which clearly shows that they have way too much time in their day. And if you're really running a legit business, you really would not have the time for it. You'll come out and expose somebody. Yeah, Wendy's and McDonald's and Genesis and NDS, they do it back and forth. Well, back in the day, NDS and Genesis did it back and forth all day long. But these people, on the other hand, if you really have that much time on your hands and people watch that in the room, the notifications going off on my phone, that was them crying in the room, sending me messages, just crying and crying. And it's interesting because the person was in the room crying with the same amount of energy they were showing in the room was the same amount of energy they were showing on their message board on their website, which we know was the same person. No customer will ever get that compassionate over a product, especially with that kind of substantial evidence staring them in the face. They're just not at all, period. That was just a person coming in as a customer trying to fake something at the end of the day. But to tell you a short story there, and that wasn't a short story, the customer had contacted us on YouTube, and when he contacted us on YouTube, we replied back that we did, but we just didn't get anything. When they send messages, so you have to put something in on the messages so we know exactly what you're talking about. And he didn't bring anything, nothing came over. So if it comes over and it shows that it's a dummy, then what's going to happen is, I call him a dummy, if the account comes up and looks like it's a dummy, we have it set up where you automatically get deleted right from the door. We don't go in. That's why I said when we have certain people who come in and they're known for doing dumb stuff, we'll put you in that account and that machine will come in and just delete you as junk mail right from the door. So we do advise you put your information in there. All that stuff in there is required to put into the forms. We know who you are. And I guess when you filled out the site, he didn't put much in there. So it was no problem at all. We just thought it was a dummy account coming through. So we didn't respond back to it. But he contacted me later on through our YouTube channel. And I talked to him over there and he sent me some more information on it. And they were able to contact him and talk to him. And he purchased and ordered from our company. But that fast, no sooner than he dropped that information in there, you know who's on our channel. I told you he's not blocked from our channel. He's on our channel crying and whining and telling the customer, oh, don't buy from him. He's a scammer. He'll steal from you, this, that, and the other. That's what he does. But again, I can't express it enough. We're done with that right there. I'm not going to go down that road, but you already know people from the door. We showed you the evidence. That's all that needs to be said. All right, so this is done right here. Did I copy and paste? I think I did copy and paste that whole section because I have to go in and I have to put this policy in every single shopping cart we have now, so that way it's there. And this is all the information I explained. When you're watching and you're looking at a shipping policy, you need all this information, and it's very important. Even though you feel like you don't have to add in there, you have to add it in there, right there. So when we go to court, and let's go to the court date, they're going to ask about the batch number. Batch number is actually a real thing. Some people thought we made it up. No, it's actually a real thing. It's been going on for quite some time. Some of your products have batch numbers attached to them. I don't know if they're actually addressed to videos, but there is something there that they have that shows that the product is working. And that's the whole purpose of the batch number. It shows that the product is working perfectly fine before we ship it to the customer. We could also show tests on the products before the product ever received. Batch numbers could show the product was tested. These are the tests we had to put it through to make sure it did this, to make sure it did that. All that comes up in court. All that comes up in court. This is where they're going to question us. They're going to ask us, do we have this information on file? Did we do these tests? How did we know the product was working 100% before we shipped it off to the customer? We're going to be asked all these questions. So we can come in and say, hey, look, see that number on the side of the container? This is the number we put out on all our containers. We test the product before we ship it out. The product is tested before it receives the batch number. This is what we got from our customers resulting to the product. His product was made in a 5-gallon container. So can't say that your product became defective in a 5-gallon container. That means everybody in the 5-gallon container would be defective product also, and that product has no returns on it. You're done. That's what I mean by it's an open and shut case. Very easy to win. On top of that, we can go into our financial accounts and pull the PayPal accounts and say, look, this is the product that was sold. We're not going to show the customers. Don't worry about that, people. We can show basically PayPal has a list in your monthly gross report that shows basically detail on how many returns you had on each product. That's what it would show. And we have no returns on that product. So you'll have to figure out how to convince a judge, and I don't need a lawyer today for that one, the judge, that out of a 5-gallon container, yours is the only one that came up tainted enough for you to go on YouTube, slander my company, try to slander my company's name, try to say that I'm a scammer, and then continue to take this product and spread it to other individuals that also feed from the same energy you do. You got yourself sued. That's the dumb stuff that people do. They get themselves sued. And that's what happened. Now, not all the evidence we have, it's an open and shut case. And you can't do that because you have so many things against you that you cannot win this at all, period. I could ask for more. I'm wondering if I can get more out of this. I know it's up to 10,000, but I'm going to see if I can get some more out of this. I'm going to talk to an attorney friend of mine, see if I can get 20,000 instead of 10,000. But that's one request. Now, once he loses, and he will, he has to make payment arrangements. Now, I don't know how they're going to arrange the payment arrangement, how much they're going to ask for, what they're going to get for. I don't know if we can go from there. I'm actually going to make some phone calls about that right there. I do know for a fact that if I've done this before, I do know for a fact if the payment arrangements are missed, I can either two options. I could execute judgment right there on the spot, or I could basically give him the chance to make the payment arrangement. And then if he misses a payment arrangement, then we can go execute judgment, which means it will contact the proper authorities in his jurisdiction to do that, which means it will go in and execute judgment on his property, which means anything he has, they will basically take it to equal up or try to add up to complete the bill. That's pretty much what it comes down to. All right, well, that's basically about it. That's the policy you're seeing right down on the website. That's what that is. It's right there. So we put it there for everybody. So full knowledge of this. And if he says this is my first time, I don't know who this fellow is, well, we have an order that we filed against you called cease and desist order. I think if I didn't say that correctly or right, whatever. But we can show that we did have problems with you and we did have to file one of these against you, and you did not back down. You continued with the same actions. That's why we filed it, just in case if they go to court and they say, well, we weren't warned about this, you were warned about it. Open and shut. All right, well, with that being said, we have the shipping policy done. All this is done and everything else. We're finished. And now we're going to go, I have to go in off camera because we're already past time here. And I have to upload this policy in every single shopping cart. All right, well, with that being said, hope you enjoyed our shipping information update and some other things. I'm also going to be talking about, too, about our activity page next time. This is our activity page. I love going through this. It shows us our orders. It shows how many people are hitting the site from particular which areas. It shows what our company is making right from there. All this is reported to Uncle Sam. We pay our taxes. And it shows us total of orders. We got 15 orders. So pretty cool, eh? All right, people. Well, with that being said, let me see if we can. Oh, that's no, that's customers. We can't go there. We got customers underneath there right there. I don't want to go in there. I got to update my mobile app too. I need to get that done too. And I need a Q&R. Q&R and a Q&R. I'm going to design one of those too. So I am going to be doing some tweaking today. I have to go to my search engine optimizer, which reminds me, where am I on here? It's the Insight. Where is the action? We had another one of these opened up. Let me see. Well, this is activity. I can just go over into, no, we just came out of editing site. We literally just came out of it. Literally just came out of editing site a few minutes ago. Yeah, right here. We just came out of this. Okay. All right. I'm going to save this here because I got to go into a search engine optimizer and we have to tweak 2 pages. We'll publish that. So that's good to go. And then we're going to go over to, if you don't know where your search engine optimizer, I'll show you real quick. All right. So we're going into, let me see, what pages did we do new? We did the Showcase Cinema is a new page we just put in. That's a new showroom page we put in. This is the page right here. We just put in right there, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. But anyway, I think I'm gonna put a specification sheet in here too, also too, because we need that in here, so that way I'll have it when I get ready. So we're gonna do a whole section for product specification page here. How we want to do it. Let me see. This is nice right here. I like this. Ooh, this is right here. I've always wanted to do one of these right here. I'm doing this one. I haven't done this one yet. Yeah, I like how that's set up. That looks pretty cool. We can put a little like movie reel in the background right here and put the product specifications here. That would be sick. Ooh, I should change this out to like a movie color red for the background. That would be hot. Wonder. Let me see something for a minute. What do we got for? No. We need to change the background for the strip. I want to do a color. Can we do a movie color red? No, that's not a movie color red. That's way too much. We're going to have to do a customize for that. That's not going to give us what we wanted. I want to. Come on, move with me. I want a kind of a burnt kind of movie color red. Too bright. All right, let me see. All right. Wait. Then what changes this right here? This whole strip. This changes the whole strip. What's this right here? No, that doesn't do it. Wait. Something's wrong here. Oh, we should have never changed. All right. Can we change? This is good right here. But I want to use this right here for the star display. Let me see. All right. This is what we'll do. I'm going to take this out because we don't need this. We don't need that. We'll take that out. We'll definitely take this out. We don't need it. We'll put our own in a few minutes. And we'll take this out right here. And the background for this one, I'm going to change this. Let's see, can we change this? Okay, I'm going to change this right here. This background to a nice kind of star display. Let me go to my site files and grab that. You need a specification sheet in there, that's why. Let's see, where is it? Excuse me. There we go. We want this one here. That'd be great for the background for the specification sheet there. We'll put that there. And then here. Okay, but what's this right here? What is this? That's the whole section there. So for this, is this going to overlap if we do this? I'm weird. This is going to overlap. It doesn't look like it's going to overlap. All right, there we go. I was wondering where I was coming. We need to break that down. All right, this right here. All right. Then we can use this as a specification sheet. Okay, let's just do vice versa and see what happens. Let's change this out. Let me see. Oh, wait. So why is that? Why is this in red? In red. All right, so whatever we put here is going to change that altogether. All right, okay. I got it. Kind of got it now. All right, change the background out. Let's do an image. Can we get me site files for that? I wonder if that ticket display does that whole, it does the whole section. Okay, let me see for a minute. All right, this is interesting. Why is it? Okay, it's right there. Okay, that's perfect. Tickets there, right there. But we still have this right here. This is the part I can't understand. Why is it that color? Let's go to color for, see if we can change that out. This is weird. I don't know what this is. All right, this is what we're going to do. Because this is just going to make it just a pain in the freaking butt. Let's do it the easy way. All right, let's take this out. Let's go in. Let's remove this. All right, we're going to take all that out. We're going to do it the easy way. Come in here, and let's just grab make our own, which is much better to do. We can do a half and half, which would be much easier. The overlaps are headaches. I just realized that a few minutes ago. So what we'll do is we'll take this section right here. Can we get this, please? All right, get that at the bottom. There we go. We'll take that right there instead, because that just became a complete headache all by itself. All right, I'm gonna take this out. We don't need this. We're putting in a specification sheet. As a matter of fact, hold on. Which screen? This is the cinema, right? Let me see for a minute. Let's go into that's the actual site. I need to get over here to the black shop. Let's get that out of there. Let's go over to cinema complete. Right there. And we're just going to copy the entire specification page, which is a lot. All right, now we got the entire specification sheet. Now we'll come over here. And what we're going to do is, let me see. I think I'm going to put it on this side, but this background right here, we have, this is no background here. This is a star display. So I'd rather have it on the star display instead. Right there. So we'll do this right here. We'll change out our background here, and we'll put in the image for the star display. Go to our site file. Kind of like that moving star display. Looks pretty nice. Grab that one. All right, there it is right there. We'll take that one. Change out that background. So that one's changed already. Now, we'll come out of here. We have this here. Man, we're going to shrink all this in this one section, which is going to be really interesting. No, we're putting it over here. Forgot, we're going to put it right here. All right, so let's go in on this section over here. Let's grab, let's see, because I need enough room. Let's grab some text. Let's put that over here. All right, from here to here. All right, we need to shrink that text a little bit, because there's no way in the world when we do that at 50. Put all that information there, it's not going to work. I wonder if all that's going to fit in there. Curious to know if it's going to work. Let's change out our settings here. Do that instead. All right. See what happens. We can put the entire sheet. Mind you, my specification sheet has over, I think, 7,000 words in it. It's pretty huge. So let's see if we can fit it in there. Definitely expanded the page. I told you, my specification sheet is massive. It's huge. Woo! Man, we actually expanded the page with that thing. Page is only about to be so big, we had to expand the page because the specification sheet is huge. And I even shrunk it to 18. My font size is 18. So we have to make it big enough so the person can see it. But at 18, we literally took up that much room on the specification sheet by itself. And also to including all links. Are these links active? Are these active links? Let me see something for a minute. I need all these links to be active. So we need to go in and we need to, let me see. Just want to make sure. We don't need this in here because we're doing a specification sheet. Right here. Let me see. Specification sheet. I can't wait until, also too, having the EIN number allows us to get a business wholesale identification or tax ID license, that's what it is, but we need a wholesale license. The wholesale license comes in handy because, again, this is information and all this paperwork I need to submit over to companies so I can basically get discount prices for projectors, because I want to do package deals, because that's one of the hardest things customers go through is trying to figure out what projector they need. And then when you're faced with people at the end of the day that are lying to you and telling you have to spend all this money for all these expensive projectors, it turns the customer off. They don't want to sit there and say, oh, you got to spend freaking $3,000 to $5,000 for a projection screen, and then you got to pay additional. Anything added to that is going to cost you more. So if you're doing certified, most times certified screens will tell you that. We're not mentioning the other paints anymore. We're done with that. There's no point. What's the point? They can't back it. So let's talk about the certifieds. So anyway, the certified screens, what most people are going to run into, if you want that elite package, if you want that ultimate home theater setup, you're going to have to spend some money. You're going to spend some serious money. So most people, when I talk to them, they'll say, yeah, I already looked at some of the high-end screens, and like, gee whiz, like $3,000 starting price. $3,000, anything added to that is going to tip your scale. Is going to seriously tip your scale. And we have some customers who, when they see our prices, they go, wow, you guys are like crazy expensive. Oh, you think we're expensive? There you go. And we'll send them over to somebody else. And they go, gee, where's Louise? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, it's very expensive. So any projector you add to that is definitely going to cost you more money. So if you go out and you get a projector, even at $1,800, add that to $3,000 you just spent. That's a lot of money you just spent already from the door. Where our product is under $1,000. Way under $1,000. So again, even if you spent $3,300 for a projector, you would literally pay more for your projector than you would pay for my screen. And my screen can do more than basically a certified screen. At the end of the day, it costs far more. Bit of a brain twister there, isn't it? So that's the whole thing. But you don't have to spend that money if you don't want to. You really don't. So it's up to you. It's your choice. That's what it comes down. We don't force you and say, oh, you have to have 4K. You have to have that. No, it's your choice what you want to do. Most of my customers, they go with a 720p projector and they're more than happy with it. So, you don't have to. It's up to you what you want to do at the end of the day. Either way, you're going to save money because you don't have to spend all this money for this godforsaken expensive screen at the end of the half. That's not going to be necessary. We don't need this in here because you're literally in the showroom page. We definitely need all this information here. But yeah. So, you know how much I'm paying for my projector, for my setup? 200, no, actually, not 200 bucks, 150 bucks. That's what my projector's costing me. My ultra short throw. I need the other one for floor mapping. But yeah, that's what my projector's going to cost me. That's it. That's what I'm paying for my projector. Then I'm going to have in my living room on a 150-inch screen on a custom built screen with an Alpha 1 coating. That's all I'm paying for. And the Alpha 1 coating has a much higher gain. It produces a higher white level. Mind you, the other stuff we designed, we had it at on setup at 120 inches in a fully lit environment pulls with no problem. We did it at 150-inch pulls with no problem in a fully lit environment. And that wasn't even Alpha 1 technology. So this is going to be nice. All right, this right here, we just added in. It just zoomed up super high, didn't I? Right there. All right, so we're doing a different page right here because I think I'm going to put on, I got a lot of work to do today on the website. So I have to do a search engine optimizer. I have to go in there and have to basically update some of the pages on here. I have to go in and we're going to add the specification sheets now to all the showrooms. So we want people to come into the showroom. We have a shopping cart there ready for you. You can actually place an order from there. You get a chance to see tons of information. You can also go right over to the site, which we have under our shopping cart and our marketplace. And you can hit any of the links we have up here. We'll take you to 1,000 Lumen links. We'll take you to movie projector or movie demonstration, stuff like that. You'll be able to see all that cool stuff from there. So we have more than enough information for our customers to see at the end of the day. You're not just coming to a bland website at the end of the day that has no knowledge on anything. So let's come over here. We're done with this right here. Went in. This is all done. I had no idea this was going to expand my screen. Woo, okay, we can put some cool stuff on this side right here. We got this whole section here to play with. Oh, what are we going to do over here? We're going to do something pretty cool. So we got the stars moving in the background right here. So we're going to save this right here. And then you'll be able to come back in and check out and see what we've done on the page today. This is why the page is getting, we have people that come on the page, even if they don't buy anything, at least they're having fun. That's the whole thing about it. And it does bring people back. And also too our page has been getting a lot of hits from different sites so fast. It's because the site draws a lot of attention. You come in there, there's just so much stuff to look through. And that's how we wanted to keep the site, something that basically just keeps you entertained all the time. So once I get some stuff done, I'm going to see if I can get permission pretty soon, because like I said, it's very important to get your paperwork done so you can show your company is legit, that I can submit information to other companies, ask them to get permission to show movie trailers on here. And with that permission to be to do movie trailers, that means also too, when I do demonstrations, I can show movie trailers without hitting with a copyright strike. That's why the paperwork is important, because they're going to ask all those questions to you. Right now, I have to set up a special banking account for my taxes and for some other things, and I need that proper paperwork to fill out those applications to show that I have this institution that actually exists. All right, with that being said, got to go. Thank you all, and God bless. It's what I do.